Let's keep the conversation going. Jamil Jaffer, founder and executive director of the National Security Institute. Good morning to you. First, I got to get to the fact that there are a lot of people in this country who, as soon as they see the headlines, Israel believed to be striking Iran, that it's a sign of impending war or an uprising, at the very least, in Palestine or Iran. How significant is this compared to previous violence?
Well, Adrienne, what we're seeing in Israel and the West Bank and Jerusalem and the West Bank is actually pretty significant. We're seeing the highest number of deaths since about 2005, 2008, depending on which measure you use, both in terms of Palestinians killed and Israelis killed. Now in the back and forth violence, we saw 9 Palestinians killed in the West Bank during a Israeli raid. 7 of them were gunmen involved with Palestinian Islamic Jihad and Hamas. And then you saw a responsive attack in Jerusalem against a synagogue, number of people wounded there, also very troubling. And then, of course, the drone strikes in Iran. There you've seen a steady drumbeat of attacks against Iranian military facilities, mysterious explosions in the night, scientists killed and the like. And so this is not a significant change in Iran, although the continued drumbeat of attacks could raise concerns about a further outbreak of violence. Adrienne, exactly right.
Well, and no one has really taken responsibility for this on the record, though it's strongly believed that Israel is the source of those drone strikes. Iran was saying that there was only minimal damage to that facility. So is this likely just a warning flag thrown by Israel that it will defend itself if necessary?
Well, I think that's clearly part of the equation. There's been significant concern that as Iran continues to increase its stockpile of enriched uranium, continues its efforts to do research and construction on potential nuclear weapons capabilities, including missiles that can carry nuclear weapons a further distance, the Israelis are becoming increasingly concerned. This is a demonstration that they can effectively take action inside of Iran, as they've demonstrated before, either themselves or through proxy forces. And the Iranians should be on notice that they're able to do these kind of attacks and that bigger attacks are coming if they continue down this path.
What is important about the timing of this strike, considering that Benjamin Netanyahu was just reelected? Was this about counterterrorism? Was this retaliation? Or perhaps this was about disrupting Iran's aid to Russia in the Ukrainian war?
Right. It's hard to know exactly what the specific reason for this particular drone strike was. It has been part of a continuing series of actions against Iranian military facilities, Iran nuclear facilities. But there's no doubt that Iran's decision to supply weapons to the Russians in Ukraine, their continued efforts to conduct work on nuclear weapons and continuing to build this enriched uranium capability is of concern to actors in the Middle East, as well as the United States, our allies. And this is once again, is a demonstration that at least some of our allies in the region, if necessary, will take action on their own, even if the U.S. and other allies aren't willing to act.
That's absolutely been historically true. I know that obviously his instability there and violence is not uncommon. And then in Iran, you've got the continued protests over the death of Mahsa Amini. In terms of what viewers, what people at home, Americans would want to hear, what can you do to put all of this in context for us? What should we be most concerned about?
Well, I think one of the concerns, Adrienne, is that the United States has gotten slowly involved, more and more involved in the Ukraine conflict. And the concern now is we're providing main battle tanks. That certainly could change the war in favor of the Ukrainians. Had we provided this kind of capability, HIMARS missiles, tanks and the like ahead of time, prior to the invasion a year ago, we very well could have staved off the Russian invasion and at least could have given the Ukrainians a fighting chance and not have 7,000 dead, 400 children and the like. The same is true of Iran. The same is true of China and Taiwan. If we want to get ahead of these conflicts, we're not going to do so simply by diplomacy. We've got to demonstrate to our adversaries that we are ready and willing to bring the fight to them if necessary.
Jamil Jaffer, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.